we go. I think we're live. Good morning, everyone. Happy Make Money Monday. I am excited to be here with a special guest today. I have Kerry Bennink with us. Hey,
Hi.
Kerry.
Hey, Becky. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How are you doing?
Doing good this Monday. I currently have work going on in my house. I have a hole being drilled in my kitchen right now, so in the
Oh,
wall or in the ceiling. So,
lovely,
yeah, I
lovely. Well,
know.
we were
It's
just
just
catching up on home
yes.
projects and
Yes.
how we're finally going to tear down our garage next week and start building an office. And then there's going to be total chaos. That's when things are going to get really crazy over here. But you have like bathrooms being remodeled, right?
Yeah, well, not remodel, just fixing. Just plumbing, good old plumbing. Water just has its way of doing all the things. But your chaos is going to be so fun though. Like
It's
it's
going to be
so
fun.
fun to build, right? So that's
I am
exciting.
I am really excited for it. And it's been one of those things that we've been packing the last couple weekends, everything out of the garage and putting it in the storage container. But it hasn't fully hit me that like we're gonna be a construction zone in about a week and I am gonna have a brand new office that I get to decorate and do all kinds of fun stuff with. And so I couldn't be more excited. It just hasn't the excitement hasn't fully hit yet. Like once demolition is happening, then I'll be really in it.
That's exciting. You're gonna have to take pictures and show us like the progress.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be full
Yeah.
blown behind the scenes happening in my Instagram stories. That's where you can find it if you're looking for it. All right, I'm sharing this to all the groups to make sure everyone that needs to see this can see it. Because today we're talking a little bit about month end. And for those of you that were on last week, this is kind of funny. I was like, Kerry, take over Make Money Monday for me because I am going to go on a field trip with my daughter's class to the USS Midway. So they're doing like a whole like history field trip. It should be pretty cool. And then Jeremy was like, I want to go. And I was like, oh my gosh, you should go. Like, dad of the year, like go on the field trip. And so plans changed a little bit. And so we decided that this would be really fun to do together. So I think Kerry could have totally done it solo, but she was like, you come too. So we're going
No,
to kind of riff off each other. It should be fun.
the people want to see Becky.
I don't know
Becky
about
the
that.
yeah, the cheerleader. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, I'm a hot mess over here. Okay, here we go. I see Amber, I see Susan. Good morning. Good morning. As you're joining, say hello. Let us know you are here. And let's just go ahead and dive in. I'm gonna let you kind of take it away, Kerry.
Okay.
As we were thinking about month end and what's important, and I mean February is such a short month. Here we are with 2 days left, and then we're rolling right into spring season. So I think this is going to be a really good, just a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of a reality check, a little bit of all the things, and totally a conversation that Kerry and I would probably have behind the scenes
Yeah.
over like Voxer or voice messages on Facebook, but all of you get to hear it here. So I am excited for this. And I see a few more of you joining in. Hey, Evelyn. Hey,
Yay.
Kimberly. Good morning. Good morning. All right, Kerry, take us away. What do we need to be thinking about today with just a couple days
Today.
left in the month?
So today we need to be thinking about the number one.
Number
And I
one.
know that sounds a little crazy, but that number holds a lot of power when you add it to something. So think about what you would do with one more hour in the day. I
Oh,
mean,
can we come up with more hours in the day? Can we do
I
that?
know. I wish we could manifest it, right? Or another day or another week of vacation.
Mhm. Mhm.
How about a hug? One more hug for that loved one that we may have lost. I know that's kind of a sad one, but there's a lot of power in that one. And, think about how that relates to your business. There can be a lot of power in the one. And so think about what you do on a daily basis for your business and stretch yourself a little bit and think about what else, is there one more of something I can do that can add up and lead to future success, right? So at the end of the month, at a month like February, I don't know about you guys, but it's been like um, the February freak out, like Becky talked about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it hit about mid-month because I think a lot of us weren't quite where we thought we would be, should be, could be, all of those things. And now here we are at the end of the month, and it may look better, it may not look better. But in my personal case, it has been a hard month, and it's really easy to just throw your hands up and say, I'm done.
Mhm.
But finishing out your month strong is so important. That one more. What could I do that is one more, even though I may feel deflated, freaked out, whatever it is? Because there's so much power. In our business, you don't know what one more conversation is going to bring you. You don't know if you're on a party plan, you don't know what one more party is going to bring you. You don't know what one more, like if you put together a blog or some kind of content that helps your people, your customers. You don't know what difference that's going to make. What about one more sale? Like that one more sale may not affect your future numbers, but that one more sale just feels really good. And like, oh yeah, people do still want this, right? So, think about that at the end of the month. What's one more thing I can do? I mean, even as simple as write a thank you note to
Yeah.
somebody. People love to get thank you notes. I got a thank you note in the mail from Becky on Saturday, and it was what we like to call surprise and delight. And it was such a nice surprise, and it made my day. Whose day can you make today with just one more, reach out, you know? And again, you don't know where that reach out is going to take you. Could that be your next team member? Could that be your next party host? Could that be, just you've changed somebody's life because or for the day. I'm not saying you're going to change them eternally, but you never know. But like make their day. They're having a bad day, and they get a nice handwritten note that says you appreciate them.
Yeah.
So thank you, Becky, for that surprise and delight. It was very
Sure, of
nice.
course. And
Yeah.
it's funny because in the moment you don't think about it. You're just like, oh yeah, like I'm sending out a few notes and drop in a little bit of happy mail, and
Mhm.
you don't realize the impact on somebody else sometimes until you hear back from them. Like, oh my gosh, I got that on Saturday, and that was amazing, and that totally made my day. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like 100%. So at the end of the month, like I said, we're really we really want to, just take a seat back and like, okay, I'm going into March. We're just going to slide on in. No, no, no. Finish strong, because what you do now affects what happens in the future.
Yeah.
But even as you're planning out your March and you're being strategic and you're thinking about how many parties am I doing? If I'm on a party plan, what is my content? How many, how are my 333s? I like numbers, and I know Becky does too.
Yeah, you crunched
And
some
so
numbers for us
I
today, right?
crunched some numbers for you guys.
There is power in numbers here.
There's
And
a power in the number one here. So
yeah,
as you're thinking about going forward, so finish strong, but when you're strategically planning out your March, think about this. So if you do your 333s, right? Or let's say you're not even doing those right now, because I mean, I have a team. I have a team, so I know, there's the freak out. So, if you're not doing your reach outs and you're not talking to people, and I'm not saying spam, I'm not saying, hey, do you want to book a party? Like, no, like talk to people, be a
yeah,
person,
real
right?
conversations.
Real conversations. And Becky has a great toolkit in the academy that you guys can use. But one more conversation a day is about 23 more conversations a month, because I'm just taking into account, you may
Taking
not
weekends off.
taking some time off, because that's important
Yeah.
for balance. Believe me, I know. You get excited sometimes and you're like, I got to do this, but then you burn out and then it's you got to take rest. So 23 more combos a month is 260 more conversations in a year. Okay.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And more than likely, out of those 260 more conversations or 23 conversations, something is going to happen, right? And that's
Yeah.
just pushing yourself to one more from what you're doing now. Okay. One more sale a week. Think about your average sale amount. So, if I use the example of $80, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
average sale is $80. Um, and adding just one more sale a week, you've added $320 to your sales for the month,
Yep.
and that's over $4,000 in a year. That
That's a
adds up.
lot. That adds
Yeah.
up. I mean, for some people, that's the difference of earning a trip, earning a bonus, earning a promotion,
Mhm.
earning a new incentive. Yeah.
And that's one more order.
Just one.
One more average order, just one. What about creating one more piece of content?
Mm-hmm.
Think about if you're a blogger, if you do videos, do you do reels? Creating some consumable content, helpful content for your customers. Let's say you create one a week, if
Mm-hmm.
or one more a week than you already do. Then you've created 4 new resources a month and 52 new resources in a year. So that's
That's a lot.
a lot of content because
Yeah.
you can reuse content. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're doing 0 now, you have 1. Look, at the end of the year, you have
Over
52.
50.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have 50, 52-ish, content.
Yeah.
So this is my favorite one. What if you add one more business builder or teammate a month?
Mm-hmm.
And that's 12 new team members in a year.
Mm-hmm.
But it only takes one out of those 12, which you more than likely may have more than one out of those 12, that takes your team to the next level.
Yeah. I love that.
Yes. Yes. I mean, think about, because it only really takes one person.
Right.
And so, just think about those things as you're going strategically into your March. Do I think you have to do all of those things? No, you don't have to add one more to all of those things. Just, what can you add one more to that you feel like can make a difference in your business in March and going forward? There's a lot of power in just that little bit of extra effort. So,
Well, and what comes to mind for me is just that concept of getting 1% better every day. Like
mhm.
I'm only competing with myself and I'm just trying to get a little bit better, 1% better, 1% better, 1%. Like that was good. And Kerry and I know we're updating some materials behind the scenes in the academy. And there's a couple things we were looking at over the weekend. And I was like, oh, we could do better. Like, oh, we could like up our game there. Oh, like, but it shows that over time that there's a compound effect, right? It adds up
Mhm.
exponentially. I'm not a math person over here. Jeremy could probably tell me I'm using the wrong terms here, but it really does add up, right? Like that's just that one more, that one extra, that 1%. So I think the challenge that we're putting out there to everyone
Mhm.
is here it is, the 27th. It's Monday. We have 2 days left in February. What is the one extra thing that you can do here at the end of the month to finish strong, to feel confident going into the month of March and feeling really good about yourself? I think that's a big piece of it, right? Is like just that the feeling of, okay, like I put the extra effort in and it paid off, whether that
Mhm.
paid off in $20 extra in your paycheck or somebody joining your team or somebody taking advantage of that February special that's about to expire. But it's all those little things that add up in a big way. I mean, it's the same concept of being consistent and showing up for your business,
Mhm.
right? You don't have to be constantly on, but you need to be consistently on. So I love this idea of one. So for those of you listening, I'm looking in the comments. What is the one What's the one extra that you can do in the next 2 days before the month is over? Tell us in the comments so we can cheer you on, of
Yes.
course. What else, Kerry? Did we miss anything there? Did we cover it
Now,
all?
I should mention that this concept is written about in a book called The Power of One More by Ed
Yeah.
Mylett. It is a concept that has been in business for a while, but in his book, in Ed Mylett's book, he mainly talks about the power of one more being about, like Becky mentioned, self satisfaction, being proud of yourself,
Yeah.
like that proving to you that you have nothing to prove to anyone else but yourself that you can do it. And his book is very good if you're looking for like self. It's more of a self-help book than it is necessarily a business book. I mean, there are some things that spill over into the business world, but yeah, I mean, just think about pepping yourself up. Like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, taking pride in your work and what you've done.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing some comments coming in. Amber's going to contact a preschool about a book fair. Mary Lou's getting a blog done and sending a thank you to one of her first clients when she got started. And yeah, Evelyn, couldn't agree more. The power of one is such a great concept. We
Mm-hmm.
are right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Kerry, what's going to be your one? Do you have one that you're doing
I
or
am
making
gonna
happen?
do. I'm gonna do a. Actually, I'm thinking about doing. We have new products coming,
Yeah.
and I've kind of like thrown out the idea of doing like a little surprise box of
Oh.
some of our newer products, and so I'm gonna push that here at the end of the month. So that's my one more.
I love that. And I'm guessing that inspo maybe came from our master class that we had over in the academy with Julie Ball. She's
Mm-hmm.
from Subscription Box Basics. And she came into the academy last week and just shared all kinds of good stuff about how you can think about a box, whether your company is providing a subscription box or you're curating your own, and what that looks like in the direct sales world. It was a really, really cool masterclass. And if you're in the academy, she also has a giveaway for one of her programs just for
Yes.
academy members. So I posted the link over in our group. Make sure that you enter that giveaway because it's a really good one too.
It was a very good class. So those of you who are Academy members, you need to go back and listen to that. Whether or not you are interested in doing a subscription box, it's just
Yeah,
something.
she had lots of good tips.
Yeah. Like my company that I work with has a subscription box, but I was like, what if I did a surprise box, with new
Yeah.
products coming out? Make it at a couple of price points, and they choose their own adventure.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's a good +1 for the end of the month. I'm a big
Mm-hmm.
fan of that. Speaking of the Academy, as we wrap up today, I just want to share a couple of quick reminders. We have group coaching happening throughout March. We have our Gold Challenge, which is always a lot of fun. This is something we've done the last couple of years in March. That's kicking off on March 6th in the group, and there'll be a daily challenge each day with some fun prizes and giveaways all around, really kind of finding the gold in your business, aka the money in your business. So really excited for that challenge happening. And then we also have a masterclass coming up in March that's all about Enneagram. So we have an Enneagram social selling expert coming in to the academy and sharing just how you can use Enneagram in your business as you're building your team, as you're working with customers. And I think it's going to be a really fun one. I know a lot of people love Enneagram. So we're going to dive into that on a really deeper level. And again, it's specifically for social sellers. So I think it's going to be a really good one. So we have all kinds of good stuff coming up. If you are looking for our March calendar, by the way, comment the word March and we will send you the March calendar where I think we're finalizing it today. So we'll
Mm-hmm.
make sure that if you comment the word March, we will send that back out to you. So with that said, thanks, Kerry, for popping on with me this
Hey.
morning. This was
Yeah.
so fun. I feel like we could probably have talked for a really long time, but I'm glad
Yeah.
we kept it to the point so everyone can go out there, pick their one thing. Pick the one thing that you're going to go and you're going to do in the next 48 hours before the month is up and finish February super strong, feeling awesome going into March. So looking
Absolutely.
forward to all the goodness to come. Oh, I see all those March comments coming in. So we will get you that calendar and probably by the end of the day today. So thanks everyone for being here. And we will be back next Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern for our Make Money Monday. Talk to y'all soon. Take care.